Hi, I'm Vashi Nedemansky, and welcome back to BTS video number 2 about the post-production of my sci-fi short film, The Seed. In today's episode, I want to focus on the creation of virtual worlds and how that can help your storytelling process. Whatever you can envision in your mind, you can make a reality. Now, what's special about this short film is that we utilize Unreal Engine 5 to create numerous shots completely within the engine, and all of them are 3D from scratch, made to supplement and help our existing practically shot footage, and hopefully be able to blend digital and practical all in the same frame convincingly. To help us along on this journey, and what we'll share with you here in these videos, is how we used the new NVIDIA RTX A6000 GPU with 48 gigabytes of GPU memory, second generation RT cores for real-time ray tracing and super fast photorealistic rendering and computations. And also my Dell 7920 Workstation with 192 gigabytes of RAM and an M.2 NVMe SSD boot drive. Both of these technological tools will help us get real-time playback so we can make our creative decisions and then render them out and put them into our short film. Our super talented Unreal artist, Azra Alkin, she's the one that's going to be doing all these shots. I don't know anything about this. I'm learning as we go, and it's really valuable and important to have a team member that knows what they're doing. I think that goes for any discipline that you don't have the knowledge or resources about. Hire someone that does know. Watch them, learn from them, and then you can have more options in the future.
Hi, my name is Azra Alkan. I'm a visual effects artist, a filmmaker, and Unreal Engine artist. I was selected in 2019 for Unreal Engine Fellowship, and ever since then, I've been doing short movies and creating environments and worlds with Unreal Engine 4 and now with 5. We're going to open up an example scene from our short movie, The Seed. You create these levels basically to then be able to walk around them and put any assets you want. And then the idea is that you put your characters, you put your animations, you put your lights, you put your geometry, your assets, your foliage, everything else you might need. And then you create a cinematic scene and shoot it through a real life camera and lens that you can then match it to your live action camera. We're now using Unreal Engine 5, which comes with a lot of changes from Unreal Engine 4.26.
The first new feature is Nanite, a virtualized geometry system that efficiently helps when designing massive amounts of detail. You can import up to 12K worth of textures that dynamically adapt as you zoom into them or away from them. All of this reacts in real time while maintaining your project's frame rate.
Nanites are a new technology where you can bring in up to thousands of triangles in your geometry and you still get to keep real-life performance. Nordic beach rock formation. Download it as Nanite, add it to our project, make it as big as you want, and see how it's reacting to the light and the environment around it. You can go as close as you want.
This is super helpful for our situation where we're creating deserts and the desert floors and sand and rocks and mountains. No matter how close the camera gets, the detail will be retained. And even in these caves where there's very little light, there's more than enough detail to go around. The fact that it's all real time, we don't have to stop and render, is a huge bonus when you're trying to plan these shots and play them back before we export them. This is exactly why we use the NVIDIA RTX 8000 and the A6000 with their 48 gigabytes of RAM. These GPUs can load these complex scenes and deal with more geometry, more triangles, and larger textures. We're dealing with 4K and 8K textures at the bottom end, and no other cards can deliver the real-time playback that we need. To achieve the photorealism that we're looking for, we need the most CUDA cores, the most RT cores, and the fastest ray tracing possible, and these cards deliver that. The next new feature is Lumen, the fully dynamic global illumination and reflection system in Unreal 5. It renders diffuse inter-reflection with infinite bounces and indirect specular reflections in large detailed environments. Basically, you control the light, where it goes, the amount, the color, the softness, the sensitivity, how it reacts with anything in any environment.
Our sky sphere relies on the real-life atmosphere and lights everything in real time dynamically. I'm not baking anything, I'm not calculating anything. I can then move, rotate, create a different time of the day almost immediately. We're not requiring any rendering time. We're not waiting for hours to see anything.
And of course, there's Megascans, the free online library which holds high-resolution scans of real-world things. Over 10,000 assets are available with more added all the time. Everything you need to populate your world, including 3D surfaces, vegetation, assets, objects, and they're all fully standardized and physically based.
I like this sandstone rocky ground, and I want it to come in as a nanite, because then it doesn't have to calculate any of the triangles, but it can have thousands of them at the same time in my geometry and react to light almost immediately. And here you get your element right there. It's a floor element. It's a nanite, meaning you can make it as big as you want. You can duplicate it. You can mix it with the other things that you have around. Let's say I don't like how specular it looks right now and how it reacts to light. It's pretty simple to fix it. And changing my albedo, meaning my base color, and brighter. As you can see, you have thousands of assets here that are photo scanned, real assets, 360 scanned. So I would like to add spaceships that I've downloaded already from Marketplace. Comes with this, already a sky for you, a light direction, reflections. I could then add, let's say I'd like to bring in this one. And I can see all of my spaceships right here. And it's as simple as clicking and dragging and dropping it anywhere I want. I can even add lights to artistically light wherever I want, just like a film set. You can even do the same thing for your characters. And again, you can play with its textures to make it more realistic, more metallic, add some scratches in the material editor. It's as simple as creating a new camera and setting it as the current camera cut. Focal length, zoom, lens. This purple area decides what is in focus. Maybe choose a 50 millimeter. I can up my aperture, lower it, and really hone in on what I want to focus. This is all through the camera view right now. And just like with any other real life location, you need to work on your camera skills and lens skills and focusing and choosing the best assets for your needs and for your project to make it all a bit more realistic and cinematic.
Well, that's it for video number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things. I know I did along the way because I didn't know any of this before we started, and it really is eye-opening, and I'm really proud of expanding my skill set as a filmmaker. We'll be back next week with how we designed our 3D character, how we implemented that into the scenes, and how that opens up a whole nother creative aspect of creating shots that couldn't be possible with practical locations and real actors. So until then, take care, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Lastly, I'd like to thank Dell and NVIDIA for sponsoring this video series and letting us tell our story and share our experiences. Also, sign up at the link below as we're giving away a Dell Precision 5750 mobile workstation powered by an NVIDIA RTX 3000 GPU, valued at over $5,000.